This is Tom with Thomas Andrews Small Business Advisors. You can check us out at www.thomas-andrew.org. You have worked incredibly hard to stabilize your operation. You're at a comfortable cruising altitude. You kind of know what you're doing at this point, or you absolutely know what you're doing at this point. But are you at risk from the third-party vendors that maybe service your organization? And what that means is risk mitigation is often a component of business that most entrepreneurs overlook until they have to stare straight in its face. Risk mitigation is very important. And one example in this particular case, of this particular conversation, is vendor code of conduct agreements. The last thing you need is someone coming in representing your organization. We work with a lot of construction companies, so perhaps it's a subcontractor. Or this is equally applicable if you have a convenience store and somebody comes in each week to replenish your candy bar supply. But those third-party vendors that are not direct employees of your organization come into your office and come into your shop and occasionally interact with staff, occasionally interact with customers. And oftentimes they have a tendency to make small talk. That's human nature. We want to interact with the people around us. But sometimes those third-party vendors can have conversations that probably aren't intentionally flammable, but oftentimes can be. They come in and they mention things that might be a little bit racy. They might mention politics. They might mention some other personal belief that not everyone in the world has. There's a narrow bridge that can connect that conversation from that third-party vendor to your customer to, oh, this entire organization must have those same beliefs. That puts you at risk, particularly if they're dicey, sketchy, or just flat-out wrong beliefs. So it's always a great idea for risk mitigation purposes to have vendor code of conduct agreements. And that is simply stating and you outlining, this is what we expect from our vendors. This is the behavior we expect from those folks that are on our premises, that may interact with our staff, that may interact with our customers. It's a simple way to cover yourself. And of course, if they get out of line, you're on the hook to find a new vendor and they're out. But you don't want your reputation being sullied or soiled by someone else's conduct that's not really a member of your organization. We'd love to help you with that. If there's anything our organization can ever do with your small business, your existing business, your startup business, your economic development organization, Chamber of Commerce, Main Street organization, we would love to be on your team.